Hey, what's going on, everyone? I appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. In this one, I'm going to be sharing with y'all an ultimate in-game build. This build will melt literally everything in your path. If you are struggling with the raid at all, with any parts, you'll also be able to melt anything in the raid as well. And as some of you know, that's some of the most difficult content that we have in Fallout 76. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Hopefully this helps you out. I'm genuinely sharing this to help the community out, so yeah, please consider using this build, and if you don't like it, you can always switch it, you know. But yeah, anyways, on that note, let's get into it. First things first, I just wanted to let you all know this build was shared to me by my buddy Dino, and I'm just passing this along to more players in the community. So shout out to Dino Thor for sharing this build with me. So this is a Ghoul Commando VAT sneak build that I'll be sharing with you all, and as you can see with this footage, you're going to be melting everything, dude. Literally everything. The robot, Epsilon Squad, the snake, and if you can melt those, you can melt anything else as well. This thing freaking melts. I know I'm saying that a lot, but that's the best way to describe this build. It melts literally everything. And by the way, the footage that you're seeing of us in the raid, keep in mind, me and Dino are using the same exact build. The other players that are with us aren't firing at the enemies at all. They're just hanging out. We told them before even starting each section, just to show how much damage this can do. Keep in mind, it's just 2 of us using the same exact build. Imagine 4 using the same exact build. Things will just die instantly, pretty much. They're already pretty much getting taken out instantaneously. It's insane. So let's first start off with the perk cards, of course, and then we'll get into the armor, as well as the weapon that I suggest using with this build, and so on and so forth. First, let's start with just what you should have for these special stats. Let's go to a punch card machine here, and we're just going to edit special. And here's what I got. 4 in strength, 15 perception, 8 endurance, 3 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, 9 luck. So yeah, that is the base setup for this build. Anyways, now let's go ahead and get into the perks. So let's head on up here to the legendary perks first, knock them out. So we have max legendary strength, max legendary endurance, max legendary agility, max legendary luck, a max funky duds, and max follow through. Now, in case you don't know much about the legendary perk cards, what these do is, say like you have 9 agility. If you max a legendary agility, as you can see down below, +5 agility and +5 agility perk points. So yeah, perk points cap at 15. So yeah, once again, you can't go past 15 perk points, but this will give you more perk points to spend. So once again, say like you have 9 agility, it'll equal up to 14 instead if you put this legendary perk card on, so you'll have more perk points to spend. Keep that in mind. Now I will say, for those of you wondering what is the required level to complete this build, it's level 300 and higher. Depending on what you've, invested in, you can get this at level 300, but you may have to invest higher to get certain perk cards maxed out. So yeah, this is a level 300 and higher build. Keep that in mind. You could potentially have this finished at level 300 depending on what you have invested in. So you don't really need to get that high. That is according to Nukes and Dragons, so keep that in mind. You don't really need to get that high, as long as you just follow this build exactly how it is. Anyways, carrying on here now, let's get into all the regular perk cards. Starting off here with strength. So we got 9 in strength, plus that, legendary perk that we have. So technically we have really 4 base strength, but since we got the legendary strength perk card maxed, we have 9. But yeah, for strength, we got 2 easy target, 2 bullet storm, 2 lock and load, 1 arms keeper, and 2 brick wall. Next up here for the perception category, we got 15 for 3 number cruncher, 2 tormentor, 2 tank killer, 3 center masochist, 3 concentrated fire, 2 for awareness. For endurance, we got 2 for life giver, 1 ironclad, 2 professional drinker, 1 adamantium skeleton, 3 hardy, 1 starch jeans, and 3 glowing gut. For charisma, we got 1 in strange numbers, and 2 for tenderizer. For intelligence, we got 1 first aid, 2 field surgeon, 2 batteries included, and 2 goodwood salt. For agility, we got 3 gunslinger, 2 gunslinger expert, 2 gorilla expert, 3 gorilla master, 2 Mr. Sandman, so maxed Mr. Sandman, 1 escape artist, 1 gun fu, and 1 goat legs. Lastly here for luck, Maxed out better criticals for 3, 1 in ricochet, 1 4-leaf clover, 3 critical savvy, 2 faulty spots, 3 glowing criticals, and 1 for Wild West hands. Keep in mind, this is a Ghoul Commando VATS sneak build, and the requirement for this, once again, is 300 and higher to have this build done. And like I said, it melts everything, dude. So easy, especially if you're using stealth as well with it. If you utilize the stealth too with this build, I'm telling you guys, whew, it's amazing. Now let's go ahead and get into the armor. I feel like this is something that we should knock out as well. Armor is important. As you can see here, for the armor, I'm using Civil Engineer, but you don't have to have Civil Engineer technically. Keep that in mind. You could use other armor too. I'm just using Civil Engineer because it is a good armor to have on. But you don't have to technically have this specific armor to make this build work. Just saying that once again. Keep that in mind. But for the perks that I have on my armor is Lucid, Endurance, Through Hikers, Limit Breaking, Buttressed, and Deep Pocketed. Keep that in mind. I modified all of them with those same legendary effects. Besides one. One has luck instead of endurance. And this is because, well, I'm not using the herd mentality mutation. You could have them all with endurance if you want. Totally up to you. I just have one with luck as well. And keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to have all deep pocketed either. I'm just doing that just because I like having more carry weight and, you know, more flexibility. But if you're looking to be more tanky, I would recommend to add Strengthen to your limbs on the armor. The Strengthen mod will make it so you'll gain 20% extra limb damage resistance per piece. Also, Dents on the chest piece, which I do have dents on my chest piece, as you can see. This will reduce explosion damage by 30%, which is nice. Scorch Beast attacks count as explosion damage, in case you didn't know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You don't have to necessarily have the same exact armor modifications that I have. It all has to do with your preference. As long as you get the perk cards that I have, you can still run this build. And keep in mind, even though you may not be able to put this build fully together with all the perk cards, you can still work toward it. You know what I'm saying? As you level up, continue to add the perk cards that you need for the build. And over time, it'll become more and more powerful. Speaking of mutations, we'll get into those in a little bit. Also, I have Protected Civil Engineer Under Armor as well. Once again, you can use other armors that you prefer. But Protective Civil Engineer Under Armor gives you +4 Strength, +3 Endurance, and +3 Agility. So yeah, and also comes with quite a bit of good resistance there. And by the way, for those of you wondering what is my resistance overall looking like, well, here it is. So here is my resistance. So 376 Ballistic, 295 Poison, 212 Fire, 425 Energy, 77 Cryo, 262 Radiation. So yeah, overall, pretty solid. Now let's get into the weapon. You can use a different weapon than what I'm showing you if you want to use like the Fixer or something with this, or a handmade. Totally up to you if you don't have an Elder's Mark. Isn't a necessity, but the Elder's Mark will make you deal out the most damage. This build will work with any commando. This build will work with any fully automatic weapon though. Any commando weapons, basically. That's what we're looking at here. But this is probably your best bet. If you are rocking this build, this will help you dish out the most amount of damage. As you can see, it's the Cursed Elder's Mark, which you get this by doing the Beast of Burden event. It's a potential reward from the Beast of Burden public event. So yeah, keep that in mind. The event that spawns over here somewhere. Anyways, the effects I have on my Cursed Elder's Mark is, well, +1 projectiles. So the 2-shot, rapid, VATS optimized, conductors for the 4-star, have a prime receiver on it, short light barrel mod, coil compensated stock mod, large quick eject drum mod, glow sights, suppressor. That suppressor also helps because certain things will help you deal more damage. Well, certain perk cards that might. Also comes with the cursed effect as well, plus 35% damage, plus 15% attack speed, and negative 15% durability. So it will break a little faster, but you do get an additional more damage. In case you're wondering, what do you mean? Why should it be silenced? We do have a certain perk card that helps, as you can see here. Mr. Sandman, your silenced weapons do an additional 100% sneak attack damage. Mr. Sandman used to be only valuable at nighttime, but they changed that. So, yeah, that's awesome. That's quite a bit of extra damage right there to be utilizing. And next up here, let's get into the mutations, because those are just as important to know. Here's the mutations I'm rocking. You don't have to rock all of these if you don't want, but here's what I'm using. Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Egghead, Electrically Charged, Herbivore, Marsupial, Speed Demon, Unstable Isotope. Really, the more important mutations are Eagle Eyes, Egghead, Bird Bones, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. Herbivore is just a preference. I like using Herbivore food buffs, and the other ones as well are just extra. It's not necessary. Actually, all of the mutations aren't necessary. They're just going to help with the build. Keep that in mind. You can still run this build without using all the mutations, and you can still run this build without having all of the perk cards. If you're not high enough level yet, you can still start working toward this build. That's what I mean. Also, there are things that will help benefit you for more damage, such as Blight Soup. That'll help you gain more critical damage. Super easy to make. Also, Ballistic Box will also help you. You get 15% more damage for your ballistic weapon. Of course, Toxic Goo, if you're a ghoul, will help. You know, just utilize things that will help you dish out some more damage if you're looking for that extra bit of damage. Keep in mind, even if you don't have things that will give you damage buff, you're still going to be melting through enemies with this build, especially if you're using the Cursed Elder's Mark. That's also the reason why we have certain perk cards on, like, for instance, Professional Drinker. There's no chance you'll get addicted to alcohol. That's just something handy to have so you don't get that addiction when you drink Ballistic Bach. You could always switch this up if you want, add more into your Ironclad to give you more protection, or you could put something else on that you might want for endurance if you don't want that Professional Drinker. That's on specifically if you are rocking Ballistic Bach to help you deal more damage. It's the little things. You can always switch that up once again with something else. And that reminds me, Good with Salt also is for food buffs and stuff like that. I like to carry Cranberry Relish on me. Also Blight Soup. I don't have any on me right now, but Blight Soup is a good one to use. Cranberry Relish I like to use too for more bonus XP, or, you know, Tasty Squirrel Stew. I'm herbivore though, so I usually rock Cranberry Relish. But yeah, Good with Salt helps make it so your food buffs don't spoil as fast. Keep that in mind. Anyways, I guess that's about wrapping up this video with the build. Hopefully, once again, this helps you guys out. This is a build that you don't have to be wearing power armor with, and you're dishing out a lot of damage, and you're still tanky as well. It's a rifle build too. So yeah, thanks everyone for taking the time watching and listening, and consider leaving a like and your thoughts over this build too if you want. But I've test run this build quite a bit now, and this is one that I'm going to be rocking for a while now since the update. Eventually I might change it up when they start changing up some more things, but at the moment I'm sticking with this for a while for my PC ghoul build. Been wanting to rock a commando build without power armor. Anyways, I'm out here though, everyone. As always, most importantly, appreciate y'all taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, guys, peace.